Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Sprites of Life podcast. I'm Lucas.
And I'm Don.
Yeah, Chris got a little bit tied up after doing the convention stuff at GalaxyCon, which was a lot of fun, by the way. I love GalaxyCon. They're nice folk.
I'll have to get out there one year.
Yeah, they're real. It's definitely not Dragon Con, but they're still really nice. And we packed a room with people who wanted to learn about bugs, which I didn't think we'd be able to do, which felt pretty good. How you doing, brother?
Doing okay. Just another week out there working. I just ruining my day a little bit every day whenever I decide to play champions.
I gotta say, I'll be real with you. I am waiting until August 4th to get back on Champions because I'm just like, listen, I know what my game strategy is. It ain't working, and I'm too stubborn to change. So here's the deal: we're gonna wait till August 4th, let things reset. Maybe I'll like it this time. And that's my plan.
Yeah, I mean a lot of stuff is really fun right now. Star Raptor is finally sort of finding its claw hold, I guess, in the meta.
I saw that it got top in. It was on one of the teams that won a championship recently.
Yeah, there was a big online tournament. I think it got like first and a couple in top 8 and top 16 as well. People are, I think, throwing all your eggs at the Star Raptor basket is kind of the wrong way to play it. I think people are figuring out the right way to play it now, and it's we're about a month away from Worlds, so it's gonna be interesting to see if it stays strong or not. I think I've been running Sylveon in Champions lately, uh, with Star Raptor, but also it just sort of really is really good in the other Star Raptors. Like I think Sylveon stocks are way up. Invest in Golden Go.
I had this thought for Golden Go because like okay, you can't just helping hand it because of its ability. But
Tinkaton
like
can.
yeah, but Tinkaton yeah, that's what I was saying. Tinkaton, like just being like that, hey, you want to make it rain even worse?
I think that is the way to run it if you're running it on a Perish team.
Yeah.
Being immune to Perish Song is really cool. Tinkaton can fake out Frigoraph, and it has Encore, and then you slap your Gengar on there, and then you put some stuff that kills King Gambit, and everyone hates you.
Yeah, I'd much rather them hate me for bringing the Hisuian Zoroark. In any case, because me and Chris were doing the whole convention thing, I didn't get a chance to write, but luckily for us, last week, a bunch of really connected Pokemon whatever, were able to find a little DVD that showed behind the scenes of what the plan was for Diamond and Pearl. For those who didn't know, like they made a documentary about themselves and showed it to themselves before the game launched, which, not gonna lie, a little egotistical, but kind of cool. Especially since it gives us a lot of those older designs. I figured it'd be fun to kind of go through some of them just because they did have some really cool like nature ideas. Like they had some fun ones. And I figured throwing them at you, Don, would give us some idea of like, I don't know, would you rather fight with this or the one we got sort of deal?
I really love some of my favorite Pokemon stuff is either the really old cards like the vending series before they really dialed in the designs yet, and like that and any concept art from like early into a generation. I think the like sort of early stage of stuff like that is cool.
Yeah, I have seen some weird stuff now, but we'll get through them in a bit. For now, for science news, because it literally happened again. I'm reading an article that was published 7 hours ago. Um, the orcas are at it again with the boats. They did it again. There was a 42-foot yacht off the coast of Spain where the orcas attacked its rudder. They had to call for help, and then the boat eventually sunk. So that's happening again. We still don't know why.
They're bored.
Okay,
There's
okay.
less whales now for them to abuse in that area, so they switch to boats. Because if they can't ram into a big object and cripple it, like they just what do they do for fun?
That's
Did you
a
see the
way
video
to
of
think.
them exploding sunfish?
Oh my god! I showed my brother that video, and he was like, "What is going on in this ocean? What is this thing you study?" It's like, if those listening, if you don't look up the orca eating the sunfish, well, eating is a word. Basically, these orcas ran into this sunfish and turned it into confetti. Like it's just gone. How do you even eat that after that? They've reduced it to atoms. I did while reading this article, they did talk about it. There have been more than 700 interactions between orcas and vessels that have been logged since 2020, ranging from nudging the boats to like multi-hour rudder ramming sessions. Like this has been going on a while, and they've identified roughly 15 individual orcas who are involved in these incidents.
Has anyone been knocked off the boat or entered the water during one of these instances?
Not that I've read in this article. Like these people are able to see them coming, and like I don't know, I don't think anyone's been knocked in yet. Uh, okay, coolest thing I found in this article though. The family cluster that is associated with this, the female is in charge, and she is known as White Gladys, which is just I gotta say that's a pretty hardcore name.
Yeah.
I don't want to fight with White Gladys. Let her have my boat. Oh god. I mean, listen, Don, I'm sure there are many places your boat can go. Let's not take it off the coast of Spain, shall we?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think getting to Spain would be the challenging part as well.
Yeah, but like once you get there, just don't do that. Don't yeah. like everyone on the internet keeps going, ah, it's revenge for us killing the planet. But honestly, most people assume it's like defensive or it was defensive and now younger orcas are learning the social behavior from the older ones and it just keeps going and it'll stop eventually when the culture dies down. I don't know, kind of like, fashion goes out of style. I guess for orcas, certain levels of play will go in and out of style. But yeah, watch your boats. If you own a yacht, they're gonna come get you. Don't know
Yeah, I do
why.
think that how orcas have their own little distinct cultural stuff like that, as well as like predation methods, is very interesting. I do think trying to like moralize it is kind of weird, or like maybe anthropomorphize is the right word. I think they just do stuff because they're bored sometimes. I do think, a lot of the cetaceans as well as like some birds and primates like are smart enough that they just do things because they're bored.
I agree with you. There was a Dragon Con about 2 years ago where I got on a panel and had to explain to people like, listen, I understand the jokes, but like they do not care about the billionaires. I know the joke, but like eventually they're gonna hit a boat with like they're gonna hit a fishing boat with like a kid on it, and that kid's gonna get hurt, and then we're gonna all feel bad. Like it's a weird behavior. I'm glad these people are okay, and I'm really, really glad the orcas have not learned the taste of human flesh because eventually, if that happens, the oceans will no longer be
Well,
safe.
there's never been a recorded
Oh,
orca
shush,
predation event.
shush, no
Do they
survivors.
just leave? Yeah. But no,
What?
we're not trying to spread orca-based fear.
No, no, no. Okay. We will spread Pokemon card based fear. However, there are two Pokemon card stories that came up, and I figured, given the new set coming out, this one's important. So did you read the Pokemon card company's plan to stop scalpers in Japan?
Um, I know a couple places implemented like a Pokemon quiz you had to answer.
Yep, that was the first stage. That's not working for them. So there's going to be 5 pop-up shops in Japan for this for the Rayquaza themed Storm Emerald
Storm
set.
Emeralda, yeah.
Yeah, Emeralda. Um in order to get into the pop-up store, everyone elementary school aged and up is going to have their face recognitionally scanned.
That's right. I
So
saw something about this. I did not go in down the rabbit hole though.
oh, it's pretty nuts because it's meant to ensure that customers can't revisit the store and make additional purchases. So that's one thing. But they were reading something in that they eventually said that, oh yeah, we'll take the data. You won't come in again a second time if it gets recognized, and the facial data will promptly be deleted, quote unquote, after a certain period of time. So I don't like that feeling, especially with taking some kid's face. Don't feel right. Oh, it gets worse because okay, I'm gonna read the article. I just found this on Kotaku, but I just wanted to read it. Pokemon Company's wider privacy policy states that the company can collect data that is not limited to facial recognition. The data includes photographs, audio recordings, digital media, email address, school names, occupation, workplaces, driver license number, passport number, resident registration numbers, and more. So Pokemon wants that data. They're gonna get it from you.
Oh, the new Mega Golisopod card from Storm Emeralda just appeared.
Oh, dang. Yeah, I'd risk facial recognition software for that. Still, I don't know. I don't really want to deal with the registration fee. But then again, given what's also happening in Japan, a store put a bounty on the dude who robbed them. Are you willing to go do bounty hunting for $6,100?
6.1 thousand. That's like, I mean,
Yes.
is that the reward?
Yeah. Oh, you
Okay, I
have
thought
to
that was
bring
the.
him in alive. They made that clear.
Can I get paid in cards?
It is a card shop. Tell you what, I get whatever swag he stole, and you get your criminal
Yeah,
back.
if it's still on him, I get it.
I'm just imagining some random like Japanese kid waiting at a bus stop, only sudden to see your giant mug just like shaking down some dude until Pokemon cards come out. Like, give it up, you thief. Just got to get it out of him. Dude, the Pokemon card game scene is nuts. Like the fact that Japan is also considering regulating Pokemon card. They have a whole crackdown team to stop scalping. Like it's getting up there.
I actually went to my first card show last weekend, I think, and it was a big one. Is at the Florida Fairgrounds.
Mm-hmm.
It was really cool, actually. I mean, there was a lot of. I, don't know, I felt like a lot of the people there. There were obviously people that were just there for the you know the new sneakers aspect of it, but a lot of people like were obviously uh big time Pokemon fans. Had some nice conversations. Everyone was really nice. I got a really cool Dragonite card,
I
and
did
it
like
was a
that
good time.
Dragonite. I mean, I haven't. I'm sure there's one in the Charleston area that I can go visit, or if not, like in Charlotte or something. I should definitely.
I bet there's. I mean, I get them on Instagram now because I talked about them enough and they listen. I feel like there's one every weekend and half the time on weeknights too. But I would try to find a bigger one just because it's kind of cool to see like the width and breadth of the hobby. But yeah, the money coming around is crazy.
Yeah. Apparently some of the registration like picked up a lot because there was a Pokemon card that went up for like several $1 million in Japan, and they realized, oh snap, like this is getting a big deal and we're not doing anything about it. So I'm glad that the fandom has this. I'm glad that it's expanding the fandom and getting people into it. I'm also just tired of seeing people getting robbed and hurt for them, Just kind of
Absolutely.
sucks. Yeah. Well, that's not our problem today. For now, I want to tell you a little bit of what I learned. So everything we are talking about today is because of two people. So first off, they, like I said, they developed their own internal documentary back in the days of 2006, 2007 to go over the creation of Diamond and Pearl. This was their first time doing the DS game for Pokemon. It was a brand new way of doing things. They wanted to document it. And when they made this, it was pretty much buried. Like they shoved it into the darkest corner they can find until February 2026 when a copy was auctioned off. Would you like to guess how much that auction was for? Like how much they were charging for this thing?
Like the winning bid.
The winning bid to get this secret documentary.
It's either going to be freakishly low or most likely like 1.2 million.
$500.
Okay, freakishly low. Yes, that's. I was like, it's gonna be like where like I might do it on a weekend where I'm excited about the activity, or it's
You
gonna
can
be like
buy
a new house.
you could buy a few really expensive cards or this DVD of like the Pokemon creators making stuff in Japanese. Tempting offer. Um, I thought it was really funny because the guys, when you go through the DVD, and you can find the DVD on like the Internet Archive, like they were able to get it there, and I'll explain how in a bit. But literally they had the creator of the game, like the director, walking to the office with the theme music to Diamond and Pearl in the background, so they knew what they were doing. Bunch of dorks, I love them.
That's
Um,
awesome.
so all was thought lost until a collector who goes by Neos was able to get a copy from another source, and then the contents were immediately put onto the Internet Archives and left into the hands of someone on YouTube known as Lutu and his team, who are specialists at archiving things, and they were able to piece it together, and they put together a YouTube video going over a lot of what they found. But also, if you go to the Lutu website, it goes over everything that they found bit by bit. So it's really thanks to them that we can do any of this. There's a couple little things here and there. So the video talked about how when they made the underground, the original plan was to have 16 people in the underground, but apparently it lagged the game so hard they had to settle for 8. Like they were really ambitious with how this game was supposed to go.
Yeah, they really
Uh
were actually. That's crazy.
yeah, no, they honestly, according to the documentary, they didn't know as much about the DS as they would like because Nintendo was being Nintendo and kind of keeping their console like hush hush. So I don't think they had like the true scope of what the games could do until a little bit later. Masuda, the director, he originally wanted the games to focus on 2 villages that were defended by Palkia and Dialga, which, if you played Legends Arceus, they did eventually get to do in the same region, no less. So I think that's a good indicator that, like, what we're going to talk about today, I mean, they did take some of these ideas, but they also saved them for later. And there's a couple of really good ones that we're going to be talking about today.
That
But
is a really interesting thing seeing the like the early concept arts reutilized for later generation. I think like Gen 2 had a what was looked like a dark type cat
mhm.
that like very clearly some of its elements come back in like Purloin and Litten. Or not Litten,
What is his name?
Lipard.
Liefard. That's it. I guess I'll go ahead and we'll start with the starters because they're just kind of cute. So the original concept for Turtwig was not a turtle, but it did have a shell. Look at this little guy.
Wait, he was like a I did see this one. He was like a hedgehog or an armadillo.
Yeah. Apparently they switched designs to a turtle in part because they wanted a more recognizable animal, which I think is hogwash. Look,
I mean, I guess are there I know there's like are armadillos purely a new world animal?
armadillos, I believe, but like there are armadillo-like creatures across Europe and Asia. You know, your
I guess they have
pangolins and what.
pangolins, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there was no art of like what it would evolve into. Eventually
I saw the
they
early
got
Torterra picture too, I think. So maybe
yeah.
I
I
wonder if
love
they
the early
also like
Torterra.
made that concept and went, "Oh wait, this is too sick. They all have to be turtles now."
Yeah, no. I love the original concept for Torterra is way too hardcore for this show. Like just look at this thing. Look
I
at this
love
dude.
him. He looks like a Dragon Quest critter or something.
Oh, he kind of does. I love how
It's in
angry he
the
looks. He
face.
reminds me of an alligator snapping turtle, and then like the tail. He's
Yeah,
too
or
cool.
like an early 2D Final Fantasy boss.
Yeah, I love it. I think he looks fantastic. Torterra's fine, but like, yo, this guy looks sick. I'm sorry, but like, you guys might have stepped off. Now, admittedly, with the Chimchar line, they went in some different directions. Um, well, first off, here's Chimchar. One of his original concept ideas, what he looked like. Um, Notice they animated the red butt.
It's like a baboon type of
Yeah, they were going for a mandrill, and you can really see it in.
Mandrills
Well, there are
creep me out a
two.
little bit.
Yeah, there are two Infernape ideas. This is the first one, which is a choice.
He looks like something Samurai Jack would fight.
That's the best description I've heard so far. Um, I mean, they're
Like he
based
looks
on
like if
mandrills.
Aku turned into a fire monkey. The face reminds me of Aku from Samurai Jack.
I can't unsee that thanks to you, and I hope you're happy. I mean, look, if you're going to base your Pokemon on any primate, maybe the sharp tooth super old world monkey is not a terrible idea. I mean, like, I even wrote notes on mandrills for this episode, just realizing, like, yeah, no, they live in groups of hundreds called hordes. Their teeth are massively spiked. They are known omnivores, but have no problem. Like, they love fruits and seeds, but will easily rip into a small antelope if they can get their hands on it. They're really terrifying. Although, admittedly, not as terrifying as well, here's the other idea they had. A little unsettling. Not great.
Yeah. I see more Mandrill in that one.
Mm-hmm. Eventually, they started getting more into the Incineroar that we know and love today. But those first two were a little rough.
Infernape.
Yeah, the Infernape. I keep dang it.
We do
Stupid.
not love Incineroar.
I do not. I don't care for the tiger, but he's there. Every time I open Champions, he's there. Infernape went and became the Sung Wukong monkey Journey to the West that we know today. But it's still pretty neat that they were kind of going for that. They just went from Mandrill to Journey to the West. And it's the designs are definitely better. This is one of those where like, no, I'm glad you changed it. This is way better. Meanwhile, the Piplup line turns out pretty good, pretty adorable. Not too many changes. I'll show you. Here's Piplup's look. Very cute, very simple. Little crown,
Little crown, little coat.
Yeah, I mean, penguins are very fluffy when they're young, and then they molt and get the feathers we know today.
I actually like that a lot because like he's half molted.
Mm-hmm.
Which honestly makes me think he should almost be like a mid Evo, but he's too cute for a mid Evo.
Agreed. I kind of want. We have a few more to see, so I'll skip Prinplups. I just want to go right to Empoleons because I gotta say, this is sick.
I do like him. He looks. This is my hot take on him, though. I think he looks a little more barbaric than like. I feel like Empoleon, you want him to be kind of refined.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's just the early rough thing. Like I think it looks like he's got like a big old Viking beard almost with his like icicle beard.
I see that. Clearly,
I do like him though.
Yeah, clearly this was supposed to be a water ice type though. Like this is not steel.
You're right. Oh, fun fact. Guess how tall Empoleon is?
4'11".
He's 5'7".
Okay.
Second question. Guess how tall Napoleon was?
5'7".
Correct.
Okay, they knew what they were doing. Full marks.
Also, like,
good job. I love that.
I mean, some people argue that he was 5'6". Apparently they used French inches when Napoleon died, which had him as 5'2", but converted to modern imperial units, it's 5'6" to 5'7". So he was like average to slightly above average height for the time.
Yeah, British propaganda.
Propaganda and French inches, which they got rid of when they cut everyone's heads off.
Yeah, dang. Ow, that was cutting humor. Very nice. They also dropped what they originally went for Bidoof. Gotta say, they made it cuter.
Yeah, I do like the big beaver tail earlier on instead of being the plump mouse Pokemon. I'm a big fan of beavers. They're a fascinating animal that's very underappreciated, I think.
I agree.
I'd like for them to get some more attention. As maybe we just do a separate guy, or maybe maybe we get like a tropical Evo or not Evo, but a parallel paradox, not paradox. What's the
regional variant?
Yeah, regional variant or like the convergent evolution, like the Toad's cool.
Oh yeah. Oh, that would be pretty sick. But Bidoof is cute. I know a coworker who really loves Bidoof. I feel like this is better. Like I feel they should have just gone full beaver with it, you know? Just think that makes the most sense. There's quite a few little dudes here. I will say with Drifblim, that was certainly they made the smart choice with Drifblim. Sorry, Drifblimp, as I should say.
Oh wow, that's is that the little one or the bit? You said Drifblim or Drifblim?
That's the Drifblimp.
Okay, well I guess at that point it's no longer pretend. It's not long because like Drifloon is like I feel like meant to look more goofy and innocent so that it can do the abducting.
Yeah, this one
and
stop pretending.
It's just scooping them.
Yeah, it's just I'm gonna come get you. Do not run. The last one I wanted to show you because I thought it was really the last one of the redesigns, like the earlier models. This came from the Hippowdown ideas, and I thought it was really cool. They were originally going to have a little bird on top of Hippowdown.
I guess I feel like they kind of. I mean, we brought that back with Skeledirge.
Yeah, shows you that they do remember some of the ideas. I think both of them make sense because hippos have oxpeckers that will go and clean up after them, and they won't murder. And then the crocodiles will have birds come and clean their teeth that they won't murder. So it's nice that they kept it along for a couple of the other Pokemon. Still really cute though. Like I think it would have been a really neat idea to have way back when. All
Yeah.
right. So those were a bunch of the Pokemon that got revamped and whatnot. But I want to
I
show you
I will say
some
I
of the
do
Pokemon. Hmm?
sorry, I do wonder before we got off the design subject there. I do wonder how often they have a design where they were held back at the time by like the visual medium. Like you can only make sprites like so detailed before they become like crazy busy, and like that is a thing we saw with some of the later gens designs too. So maybe on the DS picture size, like also having the bird thing was
Potentially. I think you might have a point with that bird one. I do think that some of the other designs we went through, like I don't know, Infernape, the way he is now, has more moving sprites than one of these other older Infernapes would. I think you're right in the hippo one, but at the same time, I think they might have made it work. And even then, it might have just gotten cleaned up over the next generation. Um, did you know we missed out on a Delibird evolution?
I still want one. Now we have Iron Bundle, which I hate and will mean we probably won't get one.
I mean, he just turned into Santa. He just went full beard, bigger bag. Nothing crazy about that.
Yeah, oh wow, fully full beard. Interesting. Yeah, I feel like he lost a bit of his birdness. I don't know. I mean, he was never that much of I don't know. I'm not sure how
There's
I feel
something a
about this one.
little off about that. Okay. This was cool. So I think you'll appreciate this little dude. So originally, Pick a Peck was not the first of the Woodpecker ideas. They had this little guy for a while.
Oh, interesting. Was he like grass?
We don't know.
I guess we
All
don't
we
know,
know
but
is
like
that he
it
stood
looks
on.
like his tail looks like leaves.
Yeah, it looks like a tripod, and he would just be like hanging out there to peck on stuff.
Yeah, I bet that's what it would say about him or something.
Yeah. We think that it evolved into, to be honest, a Pokemon and surprise we don't have already.
Oh, like a crane.
Specifically, it's a red-headed crane, which throughout a lot of
That's like
Asia
I
has a
know
lot
that
of.
is a specific species of crane, but that is a funny one because there's like five other cranes with red heads. Like that's clearly the first one they found. And then like later they found like sandhill cranes and whooping cranes, and they're like, crap, their heads are red too.
This one specifically is called the red crowned crane. They have been symbols of longevity and luck for hundreds, if not thousands of years. They're also one of the rarest cranes in the world. Last count was in 2020, and their population was around 3,900 across multiple countries.
Really?
Yeah, not many of them left. The ones that migrate through China are doing the worst just because there's a lot of habitat loss for them. That's why I'm surprised that they don't have them anymore. Like they don't have them in the game. Usually they find the rare little weirdos and kind of put them in there. And especially since they have such a long history to the point where when Japan Airways made its whole logo, they used this guy
I have
because of the
seen that, yeah.
yeah, they used the idea of luck and longevity and like, hey, this is really good for our business. And you know what? That symbol still stands.
Yeah,
What
cranes
type?
are I'm surprised we don't have any crane Pokemon. Do we even have a heron too?
I don't think we have either.
We have so many birds. We don't have two very I don't know, Florida, so I have them both and I like them. But yeah, especially like you said, the red crown crane regionally would be I just froze. Never mind. Would be
Pretty
cool.
big deal.
And
Um, I
yeah,
was
they
I
also
was
live a
out.
sorry, cranes also live like a crazy long time.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's where they get the idea of longevity.
But
What was it?
honestly, like we just got Flamigo, but I could have seen a crane being flying fighting because they are like known to be very defensive about their young, and they'll hold their ground against pretty much anything.
That makes a lot of sense. Hang on, I gotta find it. There was a picture of one that I really wanted to show you because oh, found it. So the idea about it being like Flamigo, that brought up this Peacock that they had the idea for. So it's gonna be electric type from just the coloration.
Oh, that's actually cool. I like the idea.
But apparently, according to the documentary, like they didn't want to use it because it was too simple, just a peacock. Which I'm like, Flamigo's right there. What's
Well,
wrong
that
with you?
was 10 years later, plus more
Yeah,
than 10 years later.
yeah, but like, now, come on. People get mad that Flamigo isn't enough. This guy would have been cool. Although, admittedly, they did put in some real freaks there in the end. Hang on, I gotta find it. There was one that, like, here he is, this guy right here. Um, there are certain Pokemon where you get to a point where it just becomes a Digimon. Yeah, this guy. Just look at him.
Oh, is it like Big Quagsire?
I don't know. It has the head of a Portuguese man of war.
He's got a lot going on. He's cool.
Yeah. Like and it doesn't have like any name. It's just called amphibious Pokemon and like the description
I will
of it.
say, so if you cover up the everything he has going on above his shoulders, the
Hmm.
body, little skinnier, but maybe it's the rings and stuff, and the stance makes me think of Seismitoad.
The rings made me think the same thing. That this was like an idea. The rings they probably took later. It's sick. I think a Portuguese man of war would have been a really cool Pokemon to add.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the closest thing we have is still Tentacruel.
That's nice. Hang on, I gotta find it. There was one other one that I saw that was just like, okay, there are two other ones where I'm like, are you sure you don't just want to make Digimon? Here's one of them. I think you'll appreciate this. Yeah, that's a Digimon.
Yeah, and it's still actually waiting for a Marlin Pokemon though, or a Swordfish, or any Billfish.
Is there a reason why? I know
They're
they're fast, but are they
they're
just really
cool.
cool?
They're fast. They're interesting animals across the board. A fast water steel is what it would be in my mind, and I think that's would be a really sick typing. But yeah, and I do think with winds and waves, I mean, there's several billfish species in that area in the real world. So I'm hoping we would get a like a Pacific spearfish or like a black marlin Pokemon would be really cool.
That'd be neat. What's a black marlin?
Um, Imagine a marlin. Now the top third of it that has color is like black.
I see it mentally, and I'll put a picture up so other people can see it. This is the last one of the man. I'm sure they just wanted to make Digimon. Look at this thing. Look at this dude. Come on.
Yeah, I see elements of Baxcalibur.
I feel, yeah, the idea of making a sword dragon did not die. Oh, that's the black marlin. Gotcha. Oh, that is, yeah, I kind of want a Pokemon like that. That'd be
They're
cool.
cool. They're huge. The Pacific blue marlin does get slightly larger, I think, but the black marlins I think are more of a in that area.
I think that'd be really cool. I mean, I'm surprised they haven't made one either, given how like popular swordfish are in general, like circles of like, hey, what fish do you know? People can point out a swordfish or a sailfish pretty easily. Yeah, the blade dragon is just I got nothing. There's no like, oh, it's based on this. No, you just straight up made a blade dragon, which don't get me wrong, super sick. But I'm
Honestly,
kind
like
of
it's almost crossing. It's like if it was slightly more steel type-ish like color palette,
mm-hmm.
I would almost say Zoid.
You know, I'm annoyed that you're correct. I'm a little annoyed that you're right. We did almost get kind of a Pokemon I've wanted. I'm really upset that we don't. So they almost had a Sphinx,
Surprised we don't have a Sphinx.
right? And the back end is like spotted enough. Like, could it have been part cheetah? Could we finally get a cheetah in this wretched game series?
They're
Like,
gonna make it like rock normal or something though.
yeah. How would you incorporate the idea that it asks riddles?
You know what? Psychic ground.
Hmm. I would like it if any move that uses like all confusion moves happen at 100% accuracy.
Honestly, I mean that wouldn't be broken. I think Confuse Ray is already 100% accuracy if it still
I don't
exists.
think it. I don't know if it's 100%. Like, I would like something to do with confusion just because of the riddles. Just be very neat to kind of contribute that part, but also make it like I would definitely make it a special attacker over a physical one, just because of the
Yeah,
mind games.
yeah. I don't know. I think Psychic ground could work. Not the worst typing. We only really have Claydol, I think. So having like something fast would be cool.
I agree. All right. I needed to find there he is. So I wanted to kind of start wrapping up with what the legendaries used to look like. So here's Palkia's design,
I,
which
looks a little more bloodborne than his final design.
he looks very much like he crawled out of a Japanese RPG. Like he looks like not like Pokemon RPG, but like a Tails game, or like a game where everyone has very big eyes and the character has multiple women that like him, sort of anime game. Like it's cool. Don't get me wrong. It's a
And
little
like
bit. It's
it
a little
would
bit
be
odd.
in Final Fantasy V, and it would be called like Lunar Crater Sub Guardian or something.
You know, I can. Yeah, that's a pretty good way of putting it. Dialga also has he's got some edge. He's a little edgy boy. Kind of does his thing. He got his little wings, his weird body.
I will say I do see the Dialga in this one, and I do like the change where they sort of gave him like a clock face around his body. I think it's a nice little time thing. I like that more than the wings. And
Here
they
is
sort of got their wings back in their primal forms or
I yeah, they just went
origin
back to the
forms.
drawing board. Here's another Dialga concept art. They just gave him a hat.
They predicted Terra.
No, this is a cool hat. You're mistaken. Let's see. The last of the gods. We did get Arceus, and this one actually got colored in. So I guess they actually wanted Arceus to have a bigger role at one point.
Yeah, or they got close. It was close to the final design, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he looks pretty close. His
Yeah.
ring doodad is farther up, and the red is. I don't hate the red, but I do like the pure like sort of white gold gray thing he's got going on.
I like the egg in the middle, like the rebirth sort of
Yeah,
deal that go with it. There's a lot of really good ideas and concept that were left scrapped along the wall. Hang on, I want to go through this one more time to see if I can find any. Oh, right. This is the one Chris wanted to talk about, but he couldn't make it tonight. So we potentially could have had a different kind of dog to hang out with.
this is just fur fro fantasy cut.
Cotton candy poodle unicorn, yes. The pup form is actually pretty cute too. Hang on, let's see if I get the little puppy form. I don't know. This feels like what the rival would have against Ash's like Arcanine or whatever.
I do like the little guy,
Yeah, the poodle is a bit.
but his eyes are his eyes through his fur, or are his eyes his fur?
I think the eyes are through the fur. Like classic anime look for that one. Oh, okay. Oh, they did have a plant lion. They had a 3-stage evolution for a plant lion. This is definitely one of those designs where I gotta say this would have been the pixels are too difficult sort of deal.
Yeah.
That's a
You know
lot
what
going.
though? Looking at that and the weird middle piece that seems scrunchy,
Uh-huh.
I feel like this is almost just Solgaleo, but grass.
I can see it. I mean, we have Pyroar and a couple of the others
But
Pokemon
that
out there
weird
that
like middle piece that's the different color that has like ridges. Solgaleo has
oh,
that where he looks like he's got a tube.
oh, okay. I see. Okay, I see what it. Hey, wait a minute. I didn't see this one in the art. Give me 1 second. What the heck? So apparently, a what is it called? Helioptile was not the first frilled lizard Pokemon concept they had. That's pretty cute. I like them. I mean, Helioptile is a little bit more, I don't know, desert-y. But what do you think of this one?
Um, I don't like him as much as Helioptile, to be honest.
Hmm.
Who is the weird little dude behind him though? I like that guy.
The weird little to the left, you mean?
To the right in the last picture.
Oh, the right in the
It's
last
like the
like oh,
traced.
that's him with the frills down.
Oh, well, I like that more. I don't know. He just Oh, I
All
see.
right.
Okay, the frills down, you can see what he looks like. Okay, it's the shadow. I thought he was like super round.
Yeah, no,
Okay, I like him. I like him a little more now. I thought they made his whole body like a sphere, and I was like, that looks weird.
okay. So apparently, last one, they were planning on a counterpart to Luminion. Like you would get like 2 fish in the region, and one of them would be Luminion, and the other one would be a different one. I just want you to picture in your head what you think the counter to Luminion would look like, and enjoy being wrong. This is what their idea was.
Oh, it's like a darkness guy because Luminion's light.
Yeah, like a demon fish.
I like it. I was gonna say some sort of freak fish, and I was
Ye-
sort of right.
You are 100%. That is a freak fish. That fish is freak enough for
Is it
everyone.
even wait, are the eyes in the middle of its body or is its face the eyes?
Its face is up top, and then it has the weird ear. I think it might be coiled in, almost like a milotic.
Oh, okay. Because for a second I thought it was like the two middle parts were the real eyes and it was some sort of mimic octopus creature. But yeah, it's like an eel thing.
Yeah, it's just an evil looking eel thing. There's a lot of designs. Like the loot to people, like props to them. I don't have the patience to cut through all this. You guys are some real winners. But there's a ton of designs. Like, okay, I keep saying last one, but I'm gonna make this one the last one and then cut myself off. Last one, because I hope this is a legendary someday. Because that's just sick. That is giving me some Dark Souls vibes.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I also like the movie The Witch.
Oh god. I mean, point is, Pokemon has a ton of concept ideas they're sitting on. I hope that the people who made Generation 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, well, maybe not 9 because that game probably got rushed, but all of them have piles of concept art. I would love to see these artworks. Like they're so cool and they give you an idea of how much Pokemon change in the process. And it's just fun to look at these weird little goobers. I mean, it's a great way to kill 40-ish minutes. Um if you were to, I don't know, like just looking at the starters, do you think we would have been better off with like, well, obviously not the fire ones, but like, do you think we'd be better off with an armadillo over Turtwig?
I don't know. I think they had the Torterra concept very early on, and I would love to know how they design evolution Pokemon. Like, I would assume generally they start with the first or the last.
That's how it
Um,
was for Oshawott, according to one of the I was reading one of the articles from another source, and they were talking about how when the original Oshawott was created, it was like started off as like, okay, otter, otter, but I don't want to make a bigger otter. So I think they start from the first and work their way around.
I would assume so generally, yeah. But like the fact that the initial concept, I mean, maybe they had switched to Turtwig and then we're looking at Torterra concepts. I do wonder though if they ever have a scenario where they have a starter figured out and then someone makes a concept that's like just really sick and they feel like they have to go back and revamp the starter so that it's more in line with this like final evolution concept.
I'm sure it's happened. There's over 1,000 Pokemon, so there's probably thousands upon thousands that never quite make the cut. I'm more than certain there was like, hey guys, check out my Hydreigon. Like, oh, that's sick. Make those dragons even darker. Like, I think that's definitely happened at some point. But for now, hopefully they leak more stuff. Well, honestly, I keep saying leak, but this was literally bought and sold fair and square. I hope more people get a chance to look at these designs and understand more of the process. But for now, Don, thank you for joining me on this journey, my friend. Always appreciated. Um, for those
Absolutely.
of you in the Dragon Con vicinity, we are getting ready to announce what programs we'll be presenting. They're not letting me do that until they actually put them out to the public. So for now, everyone, please have a wonderful rest of your day or night. We'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye, everybody.